tuned into WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsigned Artists, and this is Big C in the Morning. This is the Friday morning show that starts your Friday morning off right in your weekend early. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing exceptionally well today here. And, yeah, everything's gone good. The NCAA men's basketball tournament has kicked off, and Ohio State's playing today. And we're actually going to talk about that today, but that's going to be for the second topic of the day. So, yeah, I'm keeping sports for the last thing here today because we've got another topic to talk about first. And that topic is the Grammys. They've happened, and it was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Beyonce, as I told you guys like 2 weeks ago when the nominations were, when I set out the nominations and I gave my own guesses, Beyonce had the most nominations and she came home with the most awards. She won 4 Grammys over the weekend. Well, last weekend, not this coming weekend, but last weekend. She won 4 Grammys. And, viewership for the Grammys was 8.8 million people watched it. And, there was actually one particular, thing at the Grammys that took everybody by surprise and basically shocked a lot of people. And also, made a lot of people, I guess, grossed out. I don't know. That was when, they did a live performance of WAP with, Cardi B and Meg The Stallion, I believe. And everybody was, hooting and hollering over this. Like, a lot of people were, cheering on it, yeah, WAP is awesome. And then there was, butthurt people be like, my goodness, this is so wrong. This is obviously wrong and it's not right for children. My goodness, I'm going to report this to the FCC. And about 80 people reported to the to the FCC. And according to their standards, one call from a person to the FCC equals a billion people. So technically 80 billion people were offended by this. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I actually, the thing I'm talking about was from an episode of Family Guy about the FCC, and oh my goodness, that was funny. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the FCC episode of Family Guy. You'll get what I'm saying. Oh, but that was funny. That was a funny episode of Family Guy. But yeah, a lot of people got offended by WAP, the live performance of WAP. I don't know why, but I think I know why. Just because, they're in, revealing clothing and stuff and doing all these dances. I can get why people, are offended by it, but dude, it's a music video. It's 2021. The kids are, new with this type of stuff. They're getting with it. People and of all ages and stuff are, with it. They're getting with it. It's the new hippity hoppity music trend out there. So obviously you shouldn't be really offended. If you're offended by that, then what's the point of listening to music then? Seriously. But yeah, this ceremony was actually supposed to be, this past January, but COVID and stuff had to move it to March, so yeah. And now it's time to look at the winners and the winners of all the Grammys. So yeah, I'm basically recapping the Grammys if you missed it. So here we go. So record of the year went to Billie Eilish. I kind of knew that. Well, kind of. Yeah, kind of knew it. Honestly thought Beyonce was going to get it. But no, apparently Billie Eilish won it with Everything I Wanted. And honestly, I've actually heard of that song, Everything I Wanted. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good song. But, man, I feel bad for Beyonce. But Billie Eilish won. Congratulations to Billie. But don't worry, Beyonce won a whole lot of other things, so we're good. Album of the year somehow went to Taylor Swift for her album Folklore. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. Uh, I can't remember the last time Taylor Swift won anything. Yeah. Song of the year went to I Can't Breathe with Dernst Emily the second or Dernst Emil the second. Her and Tierra Thomas, and the person who wrote the song was her. So yeah, her won a Grammy. The other nominees were Black Parade, The Box, Cardigan Circles, Don't Start Now, Everything I Wanted, and If the World Was Ending. And I kind of actually saw this coming. I think I actually predicted it. Megan Thee Stallion won Best New Artist because she's had like a, she's had like multiple hits this year, like this past year, and yeah, that was that was pretty nice for her to win Best New Artist, and I think she's gonna win a ton more Grammys in her lifetime. So yeah. Best pop solo performance. It went to Watermelon Sugar. I cannot believe this. I thought, people were gonna, come to their senses and vote somebody else. Not Watermelon Sugar. Justin Bieber, Doja Cat, Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, Taylor Swift. One of those guys should have won. Not Harry Styles. Because Watermelon Sugar is becoming the most annoying song in the country. I'm sorry if you're offended by it, by what I'm saying here. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't like Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. It just doesn't, you know, it doesn't, it just doesn't flow with me. It doesn't flow my boat. You know, like, there's a, it's an expression of like boats are, it needs to flow right or it just sinks. So, yeah, it doesn't flow with my boat. So, yeah. Or is it doesn't rock my boat or what? I don't know. I forget what the expression was. But yeah, Harry Styles won that. Best pop duo group performance, "Rain on Me" but with Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. I kind of knew this was coming. I kind of knew this was gonna win. Even though I wanted Intentions, I still think "Rain on Me" was gonna win. Best traditional pop vocal album somehow didn't go to Burt Bacharach, thank God. It went to James Taylor. Now, James Taylor is also old, but he's actually pretty good. One of his best songs, I believe, one of his best songs of all time, it has to be "How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You." Because that song was awesome. Seriously. It actually makes you feel calm in the moment. So yeah, and I'm actually happy for James Taylor winning a Grammy. Pretty outstanding. Best pop vocal album went to Dua Lipa with "Future Nostalgia." Sweet. Best dance recording went to 10% by Kaytranada. Kaytranada. It's that one name I can't pronounce. Well, there's multiple names I can't pronounce, but it's 10% by Kaytranada. Kaytranada, I think it is. Okay. Moving on, so I don't screw up any more names. Best dance electronic album went to Bubba by Kaytranada. Again, that name I can pronounce. Contemporary instrumental music. The best contemporary instrumental album went to "Live at the Royal Albert Hall" by Snark Puppy. I don't know who Snark Puppy is, but we're just gonna move on. Best rock performance went to "Shamika" by Fiona Apple. Best metal performance went to "Bum Rush" by Body Count. I can't believe that's a song. Bum Rush. That's that's pretty strange. Best rock song, Stay High, sung by Brittany Howard, and she also wrote the song. Best rock album, The New Abnormal by The Strokes. I think I know The Strokes. I think one of their songs. Oh wait, no, I don't know The Strokes. I was thinking of another song that's called like Stroke or something. But it's done by a different band. So yeah, I don't know The Strokes. Whoops. Best alternative music album. Fetch the Bolt Cutters by Fiona Apple won that. Best R&B performance, Black Parade by Beyonce. I kind of knew Beyonce was going to win that. I think I predicted that one for her to win that. So Beyonce won that Grammy. Best traditional R&B performance, Anything for You by Ledisi. I think that's the name. Best R&B song, Better Than I Imagined by Robert Glasper, Michelle, I can't even pronounce their last name, and Gabrielle Wilson. Oh, Michelle is a woman, so yeah, I can't, pronounce her last name because I know I'm gonna get it wrong. So yeah, Robert Glasper, Michelle, and Gabriella Wilson. Uh, got best R&B song with Better Than I Imagined, and also featured her. Yeah. All right, moving on. Okay, moving on, so I don't get lost in lost track of stuff. Best progressive R&B album went to "It Is What It Is" by Thundercat. Wow, there was a there was an expletive nominee by Robert Glasper. His album title had an expletive at the beginning, so you probably know what it is. It's an F word, so I can't say it on the air because FCC regulations. So yeah, I'm treating this show like an FCC regulated show, so gotta keep it all G, like for general audiences only, which means all ages. Uh, Best R&B album went to "Bigger Love" by John Legend. I actually kind of knew John Legend was gonna win it. I actually predicted it. John Legend was gonna win. He was gonna win. Best rap performance, Savage with Meg the Stallion by Meg the Stallion featuring Beyonce. So yeah, Meg the Stallion already got two Emmys. Two Emmys, Grammys. Ugh. I'm getting a lot of award shows mixed up. So yeah, another Grammy for Meg the Stallion. Uh, best melodic, best mellow. I'm gonna say best melodic rap performance. I cannot pronounce that name, but anyways, the winner was "Lockdown" by Anderson .Paak. Best rap song was "Savage" by Beyonce, and Sean Carter, Brittany Hazard, Derek Milano, Terrius Nash, Megan Pete, Bobby Session Jr., Jordan Kyle Lanier Thorpe, and Anderson White. Songwriters were Meg the Stallion featuring Beyonce. Or maybe those guys, the first were songwriters, and then it was just Meg the Stallion featuring Beyonce, who wrote the song, who performed the song. Yeah, okay, those were the songwriters. So Beyonce wrote the song along with a lot of other people. And yeah. Okay, so I got it. So Savage went to. So best rap song was Savage, and it was by Meg The Stallion and Beyonce. We'll make the Meg The Stallion, Megan The Stallion featuring Beyonce. Best rap album went to King's Disease by Nas. Best country solo performance went to When My Amy Prays by Vince Gill. Best country duo group performance went to 10,000 Hours by Dan plus Shay and Justin Bieber. Wow, Justin Bieber actually did a country song? That is very rare you see Justin Bieber doing a country song. Seriously. It's like trying to find the most rare sports card in existence. Best country song was Crowded Table by Brandy Charlie. Oh, wait, it was written by Brandy Charlie, Natalie Hemby, and Lori McKenna. Basically, they're the Highwomen. So that went to the Highwomen, okay. Best country album, Wild Card by Miranda Lambert. Best new age album went to More Guitar Stories by Jim Kimmo West. And now we're moving on to jazz. Best improvised jazz solo, All Blues by excuse me, All Blues by Chick Corea. Best jazz vocal album went to Secrets Are the Best Stories by Kurt Elling featuring Danilo Perez. I hope I pronounced the name right. Best Jazz Instrumental Album went to Trilogy 2 by Chick Corea, Christian McBride, and Brian Blade. Best Large Jazz Ensemble Album went to Data Lords by Maria Schneider. Best Latin Jazz Album went to Four Questions by Arturo O'Farrill and the Afro Latin Jazz Orchestra. Best Gospel Performance Song went to Moving On by Jonathan McReynolds and Mali Music. Best Contemporary Christian Music Performance / Song went to There Was Jesus by Zach Williams and Dolly Parton. Wow, Dolly Parton won another Grammy. She's got probably a mansion full of Grammys right now. Because, you know, Dolly Parton, she's country and also a little Christian there. So, yeah, she's probably got a pyramid of Grammys. Best Gospel Album went to Gospel According to PJ by PJ Morton. Best Contemporary Christian Music Album went to Jesus is King by Kanye West. So Kanye got a Grammy. And sadly, he's still getting divorced by Kim Kardashian. But hey, at least you got a Grammy, Kanye. That's something cool you got. A Grammy. Yeah, even though Kanye West is going through some tough times, he's still winning Grammys right and left. So congratulations to Kanye. Best Roots Gospel Album, Celebrating Fisk, the 150th anniversary album by Fisk Jubilee Singers. Best Latin Pop Album or Urban Album. It went to YHLQMDLG by Bad Bunny, who is actually somehow currently the WWE 24/7 champion. He won it at WrestleMania and he still has it. Like, seriously. How does Bad Bunny have, you know, a WWE title? He's a singer. He's an artist. Artists and, you know, The 24/7 title has really gotten out of hand, people. Let me just tell you. I think, famous people should just stay away from, like, sports like WWE because, it can get crazy. It can get really, really crazy. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. Moving on, Best Latin Rock or Alternative Album went to La Conquista del Espacio. I really can not do Spanish. I'm not really good with Spanish words, so yeah. But it went to a Fido Paez. I cannot pronounce her name. I'm so sorry. Uh, Best Regional Mexican Music Album went to Natalie Lafourcade. Again, sorry with the names. And her album was Un Canto por Mexico, Volume 1. Again, sorry if I'm butchering the names of albums and names of people. I'm sorry. Uh, Best Tropical Latin Album, 40 by Grupo Niche. I hope I said that right. American Roots albums. So here is Best American Roots Performance. I Remember Everything by John Prince. That won that award. Best American Roots Song, I Remember Everything by John Prince. Best Americana Album, World on the Ground by Sarah Jarosz. I hope I said that right. Best Bluegrass Album, Home by Billy Strings. Best Traditional Blues Album by Rawer Than Raw by Bobby Rush. Best Contemporary Blues Album, Have You Lost Your Mind Yet? by a fantastic Negrito. I don't know. It's one of those difficult names again. Best Folk Album, All the Good Times by Gillian Welsh and David Rawlings. Best Regional Roots Music Album, Atmosphere by the New Orleans Nightcrawlers. Best Global Music Album, Twice as Tall by Burna Boy. Best Children's Album went to All the Ladies by Joanna Leeds. Best Spoken Word Album went to Blowout, Corrupted Democracy, Rogue State Russia, and the Richest, Most Destructive Industry on Earth by Rachel Maddow. Wow, I actually did not know that, you can get a Grammy for doing, like, speaking, like, words. Oh, it includes poetry, audiobooks, and storytelling. Okay. Oh man, I really wanted Ken Jennings to win that award because he did an audiobook of Alex Trebek's autobiography called The Answer Is. Man, it would have been cool to see him get that win. But oh well. Wow, Meryl Streep was nominated for a Grammy too for reading Charlotte's Web. Huh. Best Comedy Album went to Tiffany Haddish for her comedy album Black Mitzvah. Congratulations to Tiffany Haddish, and she actually reacted to her Grammy win on on the show Kids Say the Darndest Things because it got picked up by CBS after it was canceled by ABC. So yeah, congratulations to Tiffany Haddish. And then there are a lot of other awards. Best song written for visual media went to No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. So Billie Eilish won 2 Grammys there. And there are a lot of other winners. You can look it up on Wikipedia, or you want to go, or if you want like a real source, go to the Grammy website. So yeah. But anyways, yeah. Congratulations to all the winners, and congratulations to all the people who have been nominated. hopefully we get to see all these really talented artists and singers and whatever next year. So yeah, a lot of Grammy categories, but it's too much to cover on this show because this is a 1 hour show and I want to move on. There's a lot of categories, but we can only get a few of them. And also my throat is about to make me cough again. So yeah, time to go to break. It's a good time to go to break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about March Madness. We didn't get to celebrate it last year, so we're celebrating it this year. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. And I'm going to be showing you my brackets. And oh boy, they're pretty scary. Pretty scary. All right, time to take our break. This is Big C in the Morning on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artists, and here is Tank McCoy with No Smoking. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Sipping while I blow L. Security tripping in the door of my hotel room. Like, sir, you can't smoke here. Excuse me, sir, you can't smoke here. I paid a lot to stay here, so I'm sparking, getting faded. So I open up the door, puffing on my Garcia Vega like, excuse me, dude, but I don't care. I said, excuse me, dude, I really don't care. I'm chilling, getting faded. It's another part to stay in this hotel. Got NFL network with its cable. Couple nice wooden tables, perfect for breaking blood up. Mary ain't a virgin, no, she always up. And so I'm smoking till I'm stuck. Compliment with potent potions that I'm pouring in my cup. That's what's up, just smelling funk. So now security knocking and telling us, y'all need to keep it down. Even your is being loud. I sparked another breezy and opened the door to hear them shout. Sir, this isn't Colorado or California, so as far as I'm concerned, it's still illegal in Florida. He said, it'll kill you. I said, where you get your sources from? And he raised his brow perplexed. Nico started torturing us. Said, that's your devil's cabbage. You're smoking that black magic, that witchcraft. I laughed and said, yeah, I'm a sorcerer. Sitting right and flows down, sipping while I blow L. Security tripping, hitting the door of my hotel room. Like, sir, you can't smoke here. Excuse me, sir, you can't smoke here. I paid a lot to stay here, so I'm sparking, getting faded. So I open up the door, puffing on my Garcia Vega like, excuse me, dude, but I don't care. I said, excuse me, dude, I really don't care.
Temper blowing on gigantic back with me and Tank. You think it's Harlem to Florida, we had to link. Keep the rotation smoking Jamaica high. Honeyberry, my flavor, and I'm coming fully equipped. Don't I stink? Don't I smell like hella dank? I'm so lit, they catch me drifting in my cake. Out of space, where I'm probably scrolling, posted with a off the rip. Tell her if she give me, don't give me kiss. Don't be asking about my whereabouts from here on out. I'm smoking tree, they asking who the dope is, and you know it's me. No argument, just walk. The last of these flows. Getting chicken with my bros. My third eye open, fully focused, and what I'm smoking is potent. Come get a whiff of the smoke. It's guaranteed you gon' choke. I'm the ghost, I be blowing out them O's. Uptown and down south, homie, you know how it goes, and I'm going live.
Sitting right and flows down, sipping while I blow L. Security tripping, hitting the door of my hotel room. Like, sir, you can't smoke here. Excuse me, sir, you can't smoke here. I paid a lot to stay here, so I'm sparking, getting faded. So I open up the door, puffing on my Garcia Vega like, excuse me, dude, but I don't care. I said, excuse me, dude, I really don't care. Sipping while I blow L. Security tripping, hitting the door of my hotel room. Like, sir, you can't smoke here. Excuse me, sir, you can't smoke here. I paid a lot to stay here, so I'm sparking, getting faded. So I open up the door, puffing on my Garcia Vega like, excuse me, dude, but I don't care. I said, excuse me, dude, I really don't
Yo, it's the #1 station for unsigned independent artists right here at WUDG Underground Columbus.
What I love about the Ohio media is the dream stories that I got to tell and create and the people that I got to meet. I want to do everything that I can to use my creative talent to make the world a better place. And I want to thank everyone that's helped me through this whole entire journey, because I couldn't have done it without the support of my team and the school and my family and people. That's all.
And we are back on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsounders, and this is Big Scene in the Morning. And now it's time for our second topic today. An annual tradition here in March has returned. After a 1-year absence, it is none other than March Madness. So yeah, February, it wasn't that cool, and April, not even that cool. Because guess what? It's March o'clock, people. And, you know, I've been waiting for this tournament for a long time. Because let me tell you something. Last year, I wanted March Madness to happen because I thought Ohio State had a really good shot to win the national championship. But unfortunately, this little thing called COVID-19 came and just ruined everything. And I was like, can we just declare a national champion? Like, seriously, no national champion was declared for 2020. So, if you ask me, if I were to declare a national champion, it would be already Ohio State. Because honestly, if they won the national championship last year, that would have been their first national championship in 60 years. The last time Ohio State won a championship in basketball was 1960. And it is the oldest championship. I think it's the longest championship drought ever. Because the people, because guess who was on that team in 1960? Like Bobby Knight, the former Indiana basketball coach, who you may know had a short temper because, you know, he liked winning national titles. So yeah, somehow Bobby Knight was on our team, and shocking he didn't coach for Ohio State. But no, he coached for Indiana. So yeah, NCAA is back, and I got brackets here. These are my brackets. I got 3 brackets. 2 of them I've entered for, you know, money, big money. And one I just did for fun for, like, you know, probably for, like, you know, being funny. So this is the one I didn't enter, and then these are the 2 I've entered in, and they're under my dad's name. I don't know why, but they are. Basically, my dad owns the money, so whatever. So, I'm gonna tell you guys, some things I've done to my bracket. So, for my first bracket, which I labeled as smart, because it is kind of smart, for round 1, for the first round, I've had Missouri upsetting Oklahoma. I've had VCU upset Oregon. I've had St. Bonaventure upset LSU. I've had Georgetown upset Colorado. I had UCLA upsetting BYU. I've had Abilene Christian upset Texas, Maryland upset UConn. What else? Winthrop upsetting Villanova. Utah State upsetting Texas Tech. What else? I've had Loyola Chicago beat Georgia Tech, but that's not really an upset. And yeah, those are some of the upsets I've had. And then I've had like, okay, and then like those are like my upsets for the first round, and then my upsets in the second round. I don't think I've had that many upsets. Oh wait, I have UCLA upsetting Abilene Christian. Well, technically UCLA is the higher seed, so I had UCLA beating Abilene Christian. Yeah, I think that's the only things I had for this bracket. Yeah, that's like the only upset I had. Well, I think I had no upsets for this bracket for the second round. But the third round, the Sweet 16, I think I had a few upsets. Let's see. You know, it's kind of difficult to see what you put down here. Nope, no upsets. Okay, so basically it was my not a big upset. There will be some upsets, but not that big of upsets. But Elite Eight, I know I put down some upsets. I had Alabama beating Michigan, and then Ohio State beating Baylor. So I picked Ohio State to beat Oral Roberts, Arkansas, and Baylor. Well, Oral Roberts first, then Florida, then Arkansas, then Baylor. Then Illinois would beat Houston, and Gonzaga beat Iowa. So there's your final four: Gonzaga versus Alabama, and then Ohio State versus Illinois. So yeah, and I know a lot of people. I know my friend Max Myers. He put down Ohio State to win it all, but this first bracket I didn't have Ohio State, winning it all. So yeah, I've got Ohio State beating like two SEC teams in my first bracket, and then beating a Big 12 team, and then losing to their rival Illinois in the semifinal. And I have Alabama going to go upset Gonzaga, and then Alabama beating Illinois in the national championship game to win it. And a lot of people have been calling me crazy. Even my friend Henry's called me crazy, saying Alabama's not going to win the national championship. They're that one sleeping team that is a definite consideration for a national championship. Like, look at what Alabama has done. Ever since, Colin Sexton, he used to play for Alabama. And after he left, I think, and got drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think everybody started to go for Alabama because, Colin Sexton was the leader of the team. He was leading the team to big victories, and I think that's what sparked up Alabama to be a basketball school. And Alabama could be a team to beat in, possibly the tournament. I mean, Michigan and Gonzaga and Illinois and all those good teams are pretty good, but you should watch out for Alabama. So, yeah. Second bracket, I labeled it Super Smart. So, my first bracket, Smart, and then my second bracket, I labeled Super Smart. Because it's a 1,000 IQ bracket, people. 1,000 IQ right here. 1,000 IQ. Woo! All right. So, I basically did some stuff. I actually had some, well-known upsets. I've had UCSB upsetting Creighton. I also included Missouri losing to Oklahoma. Excuse me. Basically, it's like my smart bracket, but a little opposite. I had USC advancing over Drake. I still had VCU over Oregon. I had Grand Canyon University over Iowa. I still had St. Bonaventure over LSU. Still had Georgetown over Colorado. I had UNC Greensboro, North Carolina Greensboro over Florida State. I had BYU winning over UCLA. I've had Abilene Christian over Texas still. I had UConn over Maryland this time around. And then I had Wisconsin over North Carolina this time around. I had North Carolina winning in my smart bracket. Still had Winthrop over Villanova. What else? I still had Utah State over Texas Tech. This time I had Colgate over Arkansas. I had Virginia Tech over Florida in my super smart bracket. I still had Illinois and Loyola Chicago playing. I still had Tennessee playing, but instead of Oklahoma State, they play Liberty University, which is another team you should look out for, especially Loyola Chicago, the Ramblers. You want to look out for those Ramblers, because it could get a little interesting. Interesting like their time in the tournament back in 2018. Really, you should look out for the Loyola Chicago Ramblers. I had Syracuse over San Diego State, Morehead State over West Virginia. Because to be honest with you guys, West Virginia, they're not that good of a basketball team. They may look good because they got the 3rd seed in the Midwest, but you just watch. You just watch, West Virginia just downfall themselves. I had Rutgers over Clemson, and then Cleveland State over Houston. So yeah, lots of changes in the super smart bracket. In the second round, I had UCSB over Ohio. I had Gonzaga moving on, USC moving on, Grand Canyon University moving on, Michigan moving on, Georgetown beating North Carolina Greensboro, BYU beating Abilene Christian, UConn losing to Alabama. I had Baylor moving on, Purdue moving on, Colgate beating Utah State, another upset. I had Ohio State beating Virginia Tech. I have Illinois losing to Loyola Chicago. So basically, Loyola Chicago is going to be the top Illinois team in the tournament. You just watch. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a repeat like 2018, and we're gonna have a party like it's 2018. Tennessee, they would lose to Liberty University, the Liberty Flames. I actually had Syracuse being upset by Morehead State. And then I had Cleveland State upsetting Rutgers. So, yeah. Now the Sweet 16, Gonzaga beating UCSB, USC winning against Grand Canyon, Michigan winning against Georgetown. And I think Georgetown will go to the Sweet 16 because Patrick Ewing, he's done a remarkable job being a head coach at Georgetown where he used to play. He actually played for the Hoyas, and I think all through his college career, winning the 84 championship and then running up in 85 when they lost to Villanova. So yeah, big things are coming out of Georgetown, and it's all thanks to Patrick Ewing. So yeah, he's doing great things at Villanova. Not Villanova, Georgetown. Ugh. I had Alabama beating BYU in the Sweet 16. I've had Baylor beating Purdue in the Sweet 16. Ohio State beating Colgate in the Sweet 16. Liberty losing to Loyola Chicago in the Sweet 16. And then Morehead State beating Cleveland State in the Sweet 16. And then your Final Four. Gonzaga's in the Final Four. Alabama's in the Final Four. Ohio State in the Final Four. And Loyola Chicago in the Final Four. And then my national championships, Alabama and Ohio State. And this time, Ohio State wins the national championship. So, yeah, it could happen. And again, a lot of people disagree with me, even including my mom and my dad. But I don't care. And then my third bracket is my coin flip bracket. And oh boy, it is a mess. It is a mess of epic proportions. I call this the Super Madness bracket. Because I had Gonzaga losing in the first round. Creighton, Virginia, they lose in the first round. Colorado losing in the first round. BYU losing in the first round. Texas losing in the first round. UConn losing in the first round. Alabama losing in the first round. Basically, two of the number one seed teams are out. Like Baylor and Gonzaga, they're out. I had Purdue losing to North Texas. Utah State over Texas Tech. Colgate over Arkansas. VT, Virginia Tech over Florida. Oral Roberts over Ohio State. Now, here's the thing. I wanted to talk quick about Ohio State. They will be out without Kyle Young. And Kyle Young is one of their key players. And if they lose Oral Roberts, I'm going to be very upset about that. Because Ohio State is better than Oral Roberts. Seriously. Seriously. We're better than Oral Roberts. I had Illinois playing GT in this coin flip bracket. Oregon State and Oklahoma State playing. San Diego State and West Virginia, and then Clemson and Cleveland State. Basically, I have Cleveland State going all the way to the Elite Eight, only to lose to Georgia Tech. And basically, my Final Four is Oregon versus UCLA, and then Wisconsin going against Georgia Tech. And then Oregon would win against UCLA, Wisconsin win against Georgia Tech, and then Oregon beating Wisconsin in the national championship. This bracket right here, I want to show it close to the camera. I want you to look at this bracket and take a picture of it. Take a screenshot of it with your computer monitor or your phone or whatever you're watching it, and take a picture and show this to the world. Show what coin flips do to this kind of bracket. This bracket's going to get busted probably in the first round because Oregon's going against VCU, and VCU is a very talented basketball team. They lost to St. Bonaventure in the Atlantic 10 championship, but it's bound to happen. VCU is bound to upset. There are bound to be some major upsets in March Madness, and you just have to sit back and watch and see what happens, because my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a mess out there. Brackets are going to be busted right and left and right and up and down. Basically every known direction known to every person in the world. It is that crazy. And this is how so hyped we are for March Madness to happen. So yeah, it's gonna get dicey and crazy. Kind of like a NASCAR race. The like when the cars all scrunch together and it's like the closing laps. It's gonna get dicey. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a big old NASCAR race coming down to the wire. So yeah. And also my buddy Travis, he's doing a show called the Buckeye Bro Show on Score on Air, and he actually has this like bracket challenge. So I'm actually entered to that. So and the prize is a trophy, and I'm hopefully winning a trophy with my excuse me, with my professionally known brackets for that competition. So I picked them very seriously, and I also did another bracket for my brothers where you can win gift cards. So I also did that professionally. So hopefully everything goes well. So yeah, I hope. I want to win stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take our last break And when we come back, I want to tell you guys for one thing about something that happened last night. So stay tuned for that. This is Big C in the Morning on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artist. And now here is T. Wong with Beautiful Melody. We'll be right back.
It feels so right when I open my eyes and look inside. There's something better than what I think I could ever see. If I let you restrain me, I move so cool to do everything you feel. It's on me. And there's something. There's nothing I won't need. Is all I feel it. Do you feel like something I hear more than right? I'm something I hear out of sight. I'm something out here, can't you see? I'm something like beautiful melody. I'm something I hear more than right. I'm something I hear out of sight. I'm something I hear, can't you see? I'm something like that's not there. It's inside of me, and I guess you don't believe it. Who cares? Take a ticket, stop and stare. Cause I'm in here for the long ride, and I don't plan to die. Yeah. I plan on taking glory the way that you never knew it. I plan on showing you the way that you should always do it. Long hair, my tattoos, my strong skin. Something out here more than right. Something out here out of sight. Something out here, can't you see? Something like a beautiful melody. Something out here more than right. Something out here out of sight. Something out here, can't you see? Something like oh, dear. Oh, dear. Something I hear more than right. Something I hear out of sight. Something I hear, can't you see? Something like a beautiful melody. Something I hear more than right. Something I hear out of sight. Something I hear, can't you see? Something like a beautiful melody. Beautiful melody. lacking nostalgia like me.
And we're back on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Onsirers, and this is Big C in the Morning. Now, before we end our show today, I would like to address something here today. As you guys know, I have a friend here on, well, not really on the show, but I mentioned a friend by the name of David Clark. I usually call him Dave Clark. Last night, his father, his name is Jake Clark. Last night, he passed away, and I actually knew Jake, and he was a pretty swell guy. I mean, he had like this Jeep that I actually like played when I was a kid. Like, I knew him since like I was in like elementary school, and he had like a nice house, and you know, like sometimes he would let us, stay the night over at this like cabin which had a hot tub, and like he lived like near Old Man's Cave, down somewhere where Old Man's Cave is, and something I didn't know about Jake, he was a big fan of radio. He was a huge fan of radio, and to hear that somebody, pass away, especially when it's like a family friend's dad pass away, it truly is shocking to know that somebody you known from like your childhood just all of a sudden passes away. So it sucks to see this like event happen, but it's life, and life just, somehow happens and takes people away from you, no matter, like, how something happens. So, from here at Big C in the Morning, I want to send condolences to the whole Clark family, and to my buddy Jake Clark and my buddy David Clark. So, yeah, so it's a pretty sad day here. Pretty sad day. And it is time for us to go today, but we'll be back next week with 2 new topics and all that good stuff. So, yeah. So, till then, this has been Big C in the Morning on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artist. My name is Big C, and I am out of here. So, have a good rest of your Friday, guys. Have a great weekend. And go Bucks, since they're playing the NCAA tournament. So, yeah. I'll see you guys next week.